Welcome to the Ready, Set, Collaborate podcast with Wanda Pearson. And I am so excited to start this year off. A new year, new goals. And what do you have planned for 2025? My guest, Felicia Pollard, is here with me. And I am so excited to have you actually talk to her about her topic, which is global change. That means a lot to what's going on in this world today. So, Felicia, welcome to the Ready, Set, Collaborate podcast. Tell us a
Thank you,
little.
thank you, thank you. I'm very excited.
Yes. I'm excited to have you here. Thank you for going on being on my show. So, I should say podcast. So, let me tell you a little bit about Felicia, and then we're going to dive into some of these questions here. So, meet Felicia Pollard, author of Overcomer, and transformative force in the beauty industry with over 30 years of experience. A dedicated entrepreneur and educator, Felicia has empowered countless individuals to embrace their inner confidence while enhancing their outward appearance. I love that, Felicia. Her journey began at Dudley Beauty College and continued with partnerships alongside major names like Bronner Brothers, where she passionately shares her expertise in hair, skincare, and wellness. Beyond beauty, Felicia is a trusted media voice, frequently featured on shows like It's a Matter of Health and Global Change, connecting professionals worldwide. As the founder of BEFS, and I got to ask you what that means here, International and P&P Foundation for Change, she is committed to making a difference in mental health and homelessness. Currently pursuing a doctorate, Felicia not ensures, she inspires readers through her book Overcomer, sharing the tools and motivation to rise above its life challenges. Join us as we dive into her incredible journey of resilience, faith, and empowerment because Felicia, overcoming is a way of life. I love that, Felicia. Yes, overcoming. And we go through so many trials and tribulations and how we're going to do this. But I love how you said overcoming in the book that you have. Overcoming is a way of life. That is so true. So, first of all, tell me what BEFS means.
BEFS, it actually means beauty, education, entertainment, fashion, and services.
Oh,
And that is the first part of as I started building a brand and through my talents and what I do, that is the first one that came up. And it just describes me so perfect because I hate to define myself as one of what I do. So that is it, and we want to make a difference in our community.
absolutely. I love that. I love that. Now, I'm probably going to actually have you tell me what BEFF is so I can put it in the show notes again. But it
It's
does
all
explain.
good.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's great because you're actually explaining everything that you're doing and the questions that we're going to be going through. So thank you so much for sharing that. So, can you share a bit about your journey into entrepreneurship and what inspired you to take that leap?
My journey into entrepreneurship expanded over 35 years ago. I started in the beauty industry. I think just watching entrepreneurs in my community and in my parents, it inspired me to reach for my own business and entrepreneur. And that's when I started my beauty business. And I actually started with Dudley products, Dudley Beauty Corp. I started back then. So it has been an amazing journey. I think I always have had the servitude spirit. And that's how I love the hair and growing up watching my sitter do hair and family members. And it is just was an inspiration and an intriguing thing. And now has become a gratifying thing when I can make a difference in someone's life.
Awesome. And that really it puts it all in a nutshell as far as what.
Yeah, because it's at this point I do so much more through to not to bring it all home. Everything that I've experienced, I've created it to be a part of the business so that I can utilize my life experiences as testimonies to serve others.
That's awesome. And were there any pivotal moments early in your career that shaped you to your path that you're doing now?
Absolutely. There were so many pivotal points from to just growing up because I had so many struggles in my life. Not sure if you saw, but I had a first book that came out, From Prison to Power to Peace, turning my setbacks into comebacks. And that was a journey for me all by itself, just trying to find out who I was within myself through that journey. And just a little bit about the story. I was born 1 pound and I had a delay. Students said that I had what was called slow learning and reading disability, and they created the acronym SLRD. So you see, I use acronyms because I'm going to change that negative into a positive for me. That was a journey for me. And I learned as I grew up that I actually was a little more unique than they were used to, and they put me in a category. So I have spent my life just trying to push through and excel beyond what I was labeled and defined to be. So that it's no longer something that will define who I am or who I want my legacy, what I want my legacy to be.
I love that, and I didn't even know that about you as far as that, but I know we're both from Illinois, you know,
Absolutely.
and I can attest to some of your story because I went through some of
Cook County Hospital saved my life. That's all I can
me
say.
me too. I was born at Cook County Hospital as well. It's so funny. You got a lot to share. You got a lot to educate a lot of people. So what advice would you give someone looking to start their own business today?
I would say do your research. First, do your research. And the advice that I would give you is learn your craft. Whatever it is that you want to be in business in, or whatever it is that you want to do, learn the craft of it, study it so that you do not have to depend on others for your success in your business. And you can know exactly the ins and outs. And if everybody walks out the door of your business, you can still make it. And your business is not determined based on what everybody else have to offer your business, opposed to you're offering other people opportunity in your business. I hope that makes sense.
It makes I couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah, it really does make sense, and I appreciate you sharing that. So let's switch about partnerships with global change. So you've been involved in partnerships focused on global change. Can you share some of the initiatives you've been part of?
Absolutely. Through global change, it started off to just be a radio show. And because I am a networker, they call me the connector. I'm going to always connect somebody with somebody else. And it's just, you just never know through your path the difference that you'll make in somebody's life. And just being able to network and share with other entrepreneurs how where they see change, and how do we see it globally opposed to just in our urban areas or in our neighborhood or in our community. Where do we see it globally? And I tend to gravitate to entrepreneurs because with like minds, we're building, we're growing. We know that you have to have something inside of you to push you every day, because if not, you're not going to make it. And so like-minded need to stay together to push each other with that understanding and what they say overstanding. So I'm so grateful for that opportunity to be able to partner with entrepreneurs of all sorts all over the world to just expand our growth and show that community can work together and community can grow.
I love
We
it,
can
and that's
bring
what
change.
yeah, and that's yeah, that is change. So I what I love about it is that when I met you, what, 3 years ago?
Yes,
And we're so much alike. You know,
yes,
as we talk, and I'm like, God, was she speaking what I want to say here? But we're so much alike, and we're both Scorpios. So
absolutely.
we just clicked in the beginning. from that. And I love what you're doing because I am a person and I'm a social worker. You know, I worked in corporate, but I still that social work. I love to connect. They call me the networking queen.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
always networking, always connecting people, especially when I start talking to you. I think I can connect her with that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have her on
yeah,
my podcast. That's why I wanted you to be on my podcast.
yeah. You do that well for me. You
Yeah.
have been a blessing in my life, and I honor you for that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, what does creating global impact mean to you, and how do you ensure that your work aligns with those values?
Was how with when you talk about creating, I expanded it, and we're honored that P&P Foundation for Change has been birthed. And that is our nonprofit organization where we are out here making a global change in the community, engaging, empowering, and inspiring beauty, mind, and body. And we're helping people through entrepreneurship, expressive arts, therapy, all type of resources that I have built throughout my journey as working. The beauty industry can take you in so many different areas. And that's why I'm so grateful for where we're going. This year, 2025, I'll have my doctorate degree. And we're excited because now I can show a deeper sense of where it is because the beauty is not only from the outside, but it's from the inside. And we have to understand where that is going and where we are growing in life and how it all works together. So that is how I began to work, not only for the beauty on the outside, but the beauty on the inside, helping people with mental health, helping people understand how health, how nutrition, how everything that we put in our mouth affects everything. And we all have to learn what it is and create a true balance of a harmony within our lives. So that is what I'm excited about because I get to be me in all areas and still serve and help others not go through as much as I went through, especially in all areas. Just help people not to experience and to know how some of my mistakes they don't have to make.
Mhm. Absolutely. And that's great, really. And I'm going to talk to you about your book, too, The Overcomer, because you are an overcomer. So, how can small businesses take steps towards contributing to global change?
Small businesses, they can reach out to me. They can partner with me and we can really move to create this movement because the global change is just that. We are actually making the difference. We're walking the walk and talking the talk. We're not no longer just wishing and wondering. We're actually moving and we're making a difference. And again, I know that when community comes together, when entrepreneurs come together, we can change the world because we touch so many people in so many different areas. Just being an entrepreneur with you helped me grow. It's an amazing opportunity to be able to be a part of just growing with you because this is global change right here. So I'm excited to continue to grow. I'm excited for anyone that wants to be a part of what we're doing. I'm just excited.
And I love that. I love what you're saying there because helping each other. I always say collaboration is the key to success. Us,
Absolutely.
us businesses working together to not fight over, oh, I do that business, I do that business, or I do the same business, but bringing it all together to make that global change makes a big difference. And in our industry, especially now, it's 2025. It's time to
Absolutely.
really start working together. And I always say, and I keep telling Dennis this because he told me this years ago, action speaks louder than words. I have to remind him sometimes, remember, action speaks louder than words. You say that, but the actions of what you show or what you can do is really what matters.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. And we are all pieces of the puzzle. And
absolutely.
that's what we have to recognize that everybody is a piece. And I think if we can recognize that, then the competition stuff will fall by the wayside.
Absolutely. That is so good. So you got so many different avenues. And now let's talk about Bronner Brothers. And I love Bronner Brothers. I didn't know you was part of Bronner Brothers.
Absolutely,
I
absolutely.
used to go to those the show. Well, I still go to the shows in Atlanta. They have the Bronner Brothers shows, but Bronner Brothers' name is iconic in the beauty industry. How did your partnership with them come about?
My partnership came about with them is because, again, one of my gifts and one of my talents. I started by, because I am an inspirational dancer, ballet modern, I started on their talent stage first. I
Okay.
started on their talent stage and I was performing, doing for their entertainment. And they realized that I was a cosmetology instructor. And I was in the industry for over 10 years at that time. So for me, that's how it started. And then I became one of Bronner Brothers, their educators. I was one of their educators, and that opened the door for me in so many different ways I can't describe. And that is one reason why I try to, really pay it forward in the industry, because so many people have pulled me up and put me in the right places to spread my wings. So I'm just very grateful. And had it not been for Bronner Brothers, then I know I probably it wouldn't have moved me into as an educator or creative artist for Dudley, because I was actually a artist for Bronner Brothers first, but I was actually doing so many different things. So I'm very grateful. I'm very,
Yeah, you
you
are,
know,
and I forgot about Dudley's. Yeah, so Dudley, you
yeah.
those
Even though
great
Mr.
brands.
Dudley, he planted that seed well before I actually started in the beauty industry, but it came right back around full circle after dealing with Bronner Brothers and being in that energy and atmosphere, and just it's still a part of my family. So I'm grateful for both Bronner Brothers and Dudley.
That's great. That's great. I really, you definitely an overcomer. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
so what do you think sets Bronner Brothers apart as a brand and community?
Just the fact of, I think a Black owned business or a business, a group of entrepreneurs that truly have a love for God and the community and really wanted to make a difference and wanted to really lay a hand to help people in this industry. And they did an amazing job.
Yeah, I did all that, but they really did. But how do you see the beauty industry evolving in the next few years, especially with brands like Bronner Brothers leading the charge?
Right now, as a cosmetology instructor and being in the beauty schools and just being on the professional side as well as the student side, it's expanding. I see it expanding. I see the beauty industry moving in a way that a lot of people weren't expecting, but through the pandemic and the new generation that's out here, you have to meet them where they are, and you got to move to another level. And because the cosmetology industry is such a wide industry, that there are places that a lot of cosmetologists have not even tapped into, that is an open door for them. And so, like I said, understanding more of the internal side, learning what's happening inside and how it's affecting the outside of your hair is going to make a difference. Knowing about hair care, understanding products, understanding the technical information that you need to have in this beauty industry is going to be super important, because they have so many devices, so many things that are out here that if you blink, you can miss it.
Mhm.
And you have to keep, yeah, what they say, keep your ear to the street and always be in a relevant place where you can always continue to grow. Because once you, Mr. Dudley always say, if you're comfortable, you're not growing. It's when you're uncomfortable, you're growing. So I want to leave you with that, because that's
Yeah.
super important. And we have to understand that we have to constantly
Mhm.
grow. Every day we must learn something. Every day.
I love that. I love that. We're winding down, but first I want to talk about your book, The
Okay.
Overcomer.
Okay.
The book is titled The Overcomer. What inspired you to write it? And the title is powerful. Alone, we talk about the overcomer. We're overcoming. Can you share what overcoming means to you and how it's reflected in your personal journey? I know I just
Well,
provided it at.
it's just this is that time. This is that time of change, the time of actually moving to that next level. And for me, overcomer, I've been through so much, like I said, from birth. And it's very difficult when you're not clear on your true direction. And when you have such a uniqueness, people around you really do not understand. And so you have so many intentions, expectations, and everything that's laid on your life. And for me, going back and knowing that it was God that pulled me through so much or all of what I've been through. And the inspiration around the overcomer was the final thing was this last thing for me. Let's say it like that. Overcoming cancer in my leg, such a rare situation that the doctors did not know what to do. They actually had to study and had to do plenty of research to know the direction that they were going to do to support me because it wasn't something that they looked at all the time. So for me, when I go back and think 56 years and all the things that I had to overcome and they not even expecting me to walk again, nor neither be at the place that I am right now, it's only grace. And it's only the inner strength. And as the doctor said, it's the resilience that allowed me to overcome. And so I decided to create this overcomer because through everything that was thrown my way, I have been able to overcome it. Was it easy? Absolutely not. Did I think I could do it at the beginning? Absolutely not. But I'm grateful that I'm here because as long as I kept moving, I can honestly say I'm an overcomer with resilience, changing negative things to positive. So I'm so excited for that. I have a whole hospital waiting on the book. So it keeps me inspired to no matter how hard it gets to keep going and keep moving because you never know who and how you make a difference in someone's life. But I knew that I wanted to do it with grace so that the testimony can be strong enough to make a difference in someone's life. And that is where the overcomer with resilience, changing from a negative to a positive, came from.
I love it. I love it. And we are winding down, but how has writing and sharing your story impacted your life and business? And I think you already said some of those things in there as well. But as far as your business, bringing it into light.
It allowed me at this point to know that I didn't have to diminish who I was in my business. I can create what I needed to be for me and it to be acceptable and needed in this business industry. And it took me a long time to get to this place. But at this point, I'm very grateful. And I look forward to just seeing how much more we do because we running for our life with this entrepreneurship, this business. It's so many areas of the business that we didn't tap into, but I look forward to coming back and sharing with you so many different aspects because we have so many tools, so many different areas that we're helping, that we're supporting, that we're actually making a difference in our community. Thank you
Absolutely.
so much.
I love that. I love it because you really just really put it in a nutshell. And real quick, what advice do you have for others who may be struggling to overcome obstacles in their lives when they start the negativity and start feeling sorry for themselves? And you just said you got to turn the negative to positive. So
There's so many different things that I want to say. The advice that I would give someone is to don't listen to the naysayers. And when people tell you no, and when people tell you what you can't, don't stop right there. Because if it's in your heart, if it's in your spirit, if God has given it to you, if He showed it to you, then you can do it. If you see it, you can be it. That is what I say. And seek out help. Don't feel bad. Don't feel like it's something taboo to do when you feel that you need support. Overcome it. You can. Because when you don't know what to do, you can go, they're counselors, they're pastors, and there are people like me that are coaches that will support you, that will help you. I've shared with you many times that God has blessed me with a device that I can now share and help my clients understand exactly or identify with some things that they can overcome, aspects, some ways that we can move through, and some coaching to make it happen. So even with the 90-day change series that we're working on, it's so powerful. It's so many different aspects that we can do, but don't give up. Don't quit.
Yeah.
Don't quit.
I'm looking around because I love, because Dennis and I were talking about that. I had a little keychain that says "Don't quit,"
Don't quit.
and I had I put it on on my Facebook page. I talked about that. It's just something that went through my feed, and yeah, never quit, because you know what? And Felicia, my favorite verse when I left corporate was Jeremiah 29:11. God has a plan for you, plans for you to prosper, not to give up, but to give you hope in the future. That verse has been my inspiration ever since I left IBM and started getting into entrepreneurship. So it really does make a difference. Don't quit into something that you have a passion in, knowing that this is what you want to do. You just need to get around the positive people that actually can say, yeah, you can do it, because you got a lot of naysayers, negativity. Leave that alone.
Absolutely.
This is a new year, 2025. 2025 is time for you to shine. So
Absolutely. And definitely, like you said, I want to ditto that, that you definitely can't be around the negative. You have to stay into the positive. That's the number one. That's what drives me. That's what I people say, when the negative come, you see my back. Because
mhm.
I can be in a conversation, negative come, I'm gone. You looking around, you don't see me at all. Because I'm gone.
I know. I realized when we were on the cruise, the ship. I said, "Where did Felicia go?"
I'm gone.
I hear
I'm
you. Yeah, that's
gone.
so good.
I had to learn how to protect myself and to protect
Yeah.
my mental health.
The
And
mental health.
so that is the number one thing every 1 in 4 out of every person is dealing with it. And we have to know the aspects of what we have and what we're dealing with and know how to take self-care. And through life and through journey, I can have let people that told me what I could not do and that I wouldn't be here today stop me, but having positive people in my area, in my surroundings, in my community as a support, and having a great support is what helps you to move to the next level.
Absolutely. And like I said, we are so much alike. I remember I was told you're not going to be nothing. You never be nothing. So look at us now. Look where we are now. Look what we're doing.
You
God
know,
has
I
a
was told I
different
couldn't make it.
plan. Yeah, yeah.
I was told I messed up my life a long time ago and wouldn't be nothing because I destroyed everything. I'm very grateful to
Yeah.
be able to turn my life and allow God to have allowed me to go through something so traumatic in so many different areas,
Yeah.
and to be able to come out of it on the other side and be able to be a blessing or support someone else to know that if I can do it, so can you.
Yes, absolutely. So we are definitely getting down here, but there's your legacy. Looking back, what legacy do you hope to leave as an entrepreneur and a change maker? And also, how can people get your Overcomer book?
The legacy is, it was a legacy left for me from my grandfather and our family, and watching our family just grow and to be entrepreneurs and know that if you work hard, you can be and do whatever it is that you want to be. I guess what I would leave is never give up and know that you can change from a negative to a positive in any aspect or instance. And nothing that you go through has to be the end. And if you believe in what you want to be and to do as an entrepreneur, you can do it. You can do it, because I think it's all the way back from my great grandmother as an entrepreneur for me, and just being an example to say that if she can push forward with all that is against her on a constant basis, then so can we, because I'm not going to stop.
Absolutely. I love that. And I love that ending there. So, how can our audience connect with you and support your work with global change?
A- Absolutely. You can actually go on PP Foundation for Change on our Facebook, on Instagram. You can reach out to me. You can email us at ppfoundationfc@gmail.com. You can go to our website at ppfoundationforchange.org. And you can always um, reach out to me, Felicia Pollard. And can I give her my number? Will that work too?
Yeah, that would
Uh,
be, I'm going to get all that from you to put in our show notes as well.
okay.
So this way
Okay.
they can actually look at the show notes and all of your information to be in the
Okay.
note there. So
Okay. Well,
that'll be
that'll
one.
work.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes,
any
it will.
kind of way that you have, we're here. I look forward to helping and working with anyone that is in need. Wanda, we are so very grateful for the opportunity to be on your show. We're going to bring you over to Global Change. And
All right.
I'm just excited for the opportunity. We moving
Yeah.
and shaking 2025. We
Yes, we
started off
are.
right.
That
You got me on the podcast.
yes, exactly. So I'm excited to have you. You got so much to share. We're definitely going to have you back on later on to give us an update
Definitely.
of where you are, especially with the
Yeah, and I
global
would
thing.
love to do some demonstrations, share some other things, and just go to another level, because there's so much that we can share and help with. And I don't want to bombard at one time.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, so save some of this stuff. I still had a lot more questions to ask you. So we got another
Gotta have another one.
that's right. We got another podcast to do.
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna be with you all year.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much, Felicia, for being on the Ready Set Collaborate podcast. I truly appreciate your inspiration and your journey, your entrepreneur journey, and especially the overcomer. You have overcome so much. And I think about myself, I'm like, God, she's talking about my story with things, not all the Bronner Brothers and all that, but just, and yet my book is God's Grace Through the Fire from Struggle to Triumph, how I struggled from God gave me grace and how I was able to survive. But thank you
Yes.
so much for being on the podcast. Audience, make sure you share, follow, and like the podcast. It's also going to be on YouTube as well. And I truly appreciate you staying with me on the Ready, Set, Collaborate. Happy New Year 2025. Look forward to more to do. Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Yes.